Welcome to No Man's Sky, everybody. I'm going to be taking you through the first, let's go with tasks, because how long it takes you to get through the first tasks will probably vary from person to person. And we're going to open up this series with what you should pick when you come to this dashboard here. Just because it kind of hit me a little bit, and then it takes a little bit of looking up, and if you're going to be joining me on this journey, I just want you guys to know what's going through my mind. In any case, the difference between the two panels here is basically, if you already have a friend in the game, then their session, if it's available to join, will show up here. I can't show any of my friends right now because nobody's online because it's early in the morning. But often, like, one of my moderators or something will be online, and you can probably just kind of join in here. Or if you're like, let's say on my friends list and I'm in an open party, you'll see me here and you can just join into my game, just making things rather simple. So realistically speaking, the actual game modes here are basically the same. When you select to go in to someone's mission, you'll select like a save game, and that's going to be the character that you take across. Things that you pick up and stuff like that are going to remain on your character as rewards, so that's all good. Obviously we have my kind of my scout save here. I've deleted my original save where I was kind of learning stuff before I made that one. And so now we're going to go ahead and select new game, and we're going to be faced with a ton of things right here. So we basically have normal, hard, and mega hard, because permanent death, right? Creative is probably best for like practicing, like let's say you want to practice building a base, or you want to have a play around with some ships, so you can see kind of what you like and what you want. That's kind of what creative is for. I guess kind of think a bit like Minecraft, like if you're just gonna like want to play some blocks down and have a bit of a laugh, that's kind of what creative is for. But in terms of like actually playing the game, going through the story missions, because this game does have like actual objectives and stuff like this to complete, you're going to want normal. Well, I would say most people are going to want normal mode. Survival, I would suggest, is like a practice mode. And if you're going to pick survival, you might as well pick the expedition, which I'm going to talk about kind of last, because, you know, that's just kind of what I want to do. And it kind of leads in pretty well. So basically with the expedition, this is basically like creating a brand new save, but in survival mode. So as you can see around here, it's got more hazards. So basically, you'll have a smaller inventory, and your resources will be drained much quicker. So this is a bit tougher. So this is kind of like the training wheels, but also where you're going to make your main save. And the reason I call it a main save is because the way the expeditions kind of work is they're a little bit like, I feel like Diablo is probably a good thing to say, or maybe like Path of Exile, where like seasonally new content will release and there'll be exclusive rewards in the current expedition, and those rewards can be transferred to other saves on your account. So you'll kind of have like this main account that you've got right now, which is what we're going to create today, and then let's say I think like people are expecting a drop this week, which is, you know, 26/07/2022 if anybody that happens to be watching. And so let's say, you know, you've been playing for ages, you're like, you know what, yeah, I can take the challenge, I'm going to go in the community event, you can follow along with the challenges, and then you'll unlock rewards for your kind of main account. At the end of the expedition, you can change this into a normal account, or you can delete it, whatever you want to do with it, but that's kind of the way that that's going to be working. So we're going to assume that we are going to select the normal mode, and once you've gotten through the loading screen, it is a fairly long loading screen, we can get here at the begin initialization. I don't know exactly how long I want to make this episode. I really wanted to target kind of which game mode to select. And then it's going to bring you to a random planet somewhere in the galaxy. Everything's all magical, everything's all new. You will likely see something different to me. It is completely randomized, and so everybody's start is going to be at least a little different. We'll go through some of this stuff. Right now we can't do very much, so we're just going to go through getting at least something happening. Maybe between each episode I'll leave you guys with something to maybe gather. I don't know. We'll see. See, we do start multi-tool active. That's good. You know, it's just like been a few days and I can't exactly remember everything. So right here, let's just go through some basic controls. Your trigger is going to be your mining laser. It gets refueled by carbon, so I can't see any. That's ferrite dust. So wherever it is that you are, you want to make sure that you start with getting some carbon. Oxygen's going to be useful. It wants me to perform a scan anyway. Here we go. Oh, can you please? Oh, it needs to build it. Okay, right. So let's get some ferrite dust. Here we go. This really shouldn't take too long. Now you'll notice that you can see on there, right? That says ferrite dust and then analyze for question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't think we have the scanner yet, so we can't actually analyze that so that you can get extra rewards from the same thing. We're just gonna get the ferrite dust. That's gonna give me enough. Now the way this works for getting kind of technology installed is, oh my god, I'm running out of sodium already. That's real bad. Can I recharge that? No, that's a horrible start. Right. Have we got any sodium? Oh, I need to get the scanner on, that's why. Right, let's do this quickly. So you're going to want to come into here. You'll select the piece of tech that you want to get installed. And then you just select it. And then that's now done. So we should be able to scan now. And this is going to be the thing that you need to get the most often, in my opinion, is the sodium. Now, a huge tip, especially as I think this is going to save you not only time but resources, is to go a little bit faster. You can either sprint, right? Or if you just kind of melee and then immediately press your jump button, you can see it kind of boosts me off. And overall, in my opinion, I think that saves you resources. So I'm going to come over to this. Usually with the sodium, I'm going to do this real quickly because otherwise I'm going to die. Usually with the sodium, you can see right there, it's kind of glowing yellow. We can't get this nitrate plus one yet because we don't have a good enough scanner for it. But yeah, so not only can you scan for it to have it come up on the HUD, if you look for like yellow glow, usually that's going to be sodium. Let's just see if we can find some more around here. Just to get myself a little bit comfortable. Sodium, sodium, sodium. Here we go. Alright, a bit of breathing room. There we go. So now we can actually talk about stuff. So as you can see there, so on the D-pad for me, I don't know about on the PC, but D-pad down is what brings this menu up. And then when you go up here, you can see all of the different things that we can recharge. Like we've got some carbon, I can stick that in there. That's going to recharge my my mining beam, obviously I don't have very much. Oxygen's going to recharge your life support. As you can see, it goes down considerably slower than some of the other stuff. But we are going to want a lot of this later on, so pick up as much of this as you want. So now, it's kind of giving you an example as to how a lot of missions are going to work, right? It's giving us a waypoint that it wants us to reach 500 meters this way. So what I'm going to say is, we're just going to move over this way. I'm not going to show you guys the entire route. Maybe if I see something amazing across here that's like an example of something that I think we should be picking up, maybe we'll cut to that. But what I suggest is keep an eye out for anything yellow. You're going to want anything yellow. Pick up as much of this stuff as you want. Although if you're in a world like me, maybe be careful about draining down your miner laser because I don't have much carbon. Here we go. You really cannot pick enough of this stuff up right now. This will be easier to kind of keep on top of later on. But right now, so long as you don't go over like 10,000 of each resource, so it's only taking up one of your inventory slots for each piece of resource that you get, really, you can go to town and get as much of this as you want. You are also going to want to make sure you pick up some of the crystals. This is going to be fuel for our ship later on. So all of this is just going to be good. Just make your way towards the point. Don't, like, stop for anything, realistically. Just make your way forward. Don't fall down holes. That's going to be bad. Just make your way forwards. And I will see you when we get to the point that it wants us to go to. Now, where is mine again? Damn, I've got a real turn around there. Either way, I will catch you guys in a second. Okay, so along your way, you may find these little blue plant-like icons. And these are basically a boost to your booster. Not really required, but you can see we should be able to go quite a bit further now and quite a bit faster on this. So this could just kind of speed up your journey if there happens to be one on the way. Like, don't go. I wouldn't go out of your way for them, but they can be handy. Let's keep on scanning. We've got some salt over in the background there. I'm going to go and grab that 1 second. Okay then, so I don't know if we can actually get straight into the ship or not. I haven't tried it before we actually activate everything we can. So if your like life support stuff is all running down, if you just get inside of here, because this is like shelter, we can actually wait for all of our stuff to recharge without having to spend the sodium. So even though I've kind of just been off to get some sodium so they can recharge my suit, I might as well recharge it from here. So we're just going to sit in the ship, and you should see, look, it's all recharging, look, apart from maybe the life support system, but that's fine. This is for the ship stuff, isn't it? There we are. This is going to save me a little bit of resources. In general, that's just not going to be an issue for you. But I just feel like that's kind of an important thing to show. In addition then, I also feel like we should show that if you come over to your utilities here, you can also change your camera view. So whether or not like you prefer third person or first person, it's entirely up to you. I think we're going to go with first person for now, just to find it way easier to kind of get everything done. In addition to that, we're going to want to interact with all of this stuff in this little kind of wreckage here. This is what's going to kind of lead us along the path, really. And it's always going to be that weird kind of half-moon red icon that's going to lead you around. I really wouldn't go and get lost at this point. If you like kind of wander off and get lost, it's going to be very difficult to find your way back without the scanner. Because we don't have kind of there's like an optical thing that's going to give us a hand. When it comes to wreckage stuff, like you can see what we've got here, these red boxes usually give you something good. Like we've got some condensed carbon there, which is pretty good. That means we don't have to process some carbon. This stuff, I haven't found a very good use for it, especially right now. Like it sounds good, you get 1700 credits, but when you're going to be dealing in the millions later on, it's like it's basically worthless, and it's going to take up really valuable space in your inventory. We're going to take this one out because I think that actually counts as repairing it. If you do end up with any of it in your inventory, we're just going to completely not bother with that. However, these yellow ones are either going to be empty or they'll have something good in. What's this one going to give me? Oh, more condensed carbon. There we go. But they can have like all sorts of goodies in. So the big yellow tubs, I highly recommend getting those. I haven't even started opening these because you have to craft the passes. It's a bit of a pain. And that is going to be everything for now. So it's time for us to repair our pulse engine. That's what it says. Why is it? Yeah. That's because we're close to the ship, aren't we? So it wants me to... What's me to? Oh, I need to build a metal plate for it. There we go. And so that's kind of a lesson in crafting here. This is me not reading what it said down the bottom. I forget the order that things come in. So, like when it comes to crafting stuff, you can see right here. Also, you can press your button to change how many you're going to craft in one go. I can't craft more than one of anything right now, apparently. Oh yeah, I could craft more of these, look, if I wanted. Or you can hover over something, hold square, and that will also kind of give you extra. I guess that's X on the Xbox. Either way, now we can go in here and we can place the metal plating in. So we're going to do this. We can come over to our piece of tech here. Now we need to get ourselves the hermetic seal. It's going to send us off on a mission for this. Let's back out the ship. Get ourselves this. How has it tagged that for me already? We can't even get to that. So, now, we should have another waypoint. Where is it? Oh, it wants me to use the planetary chart. Okay. We'll get these later on. These kind of reveal points of interest on the map for you. So the next task is to go over there. As with last time, I'm just going to walk over in that direction, collect as much carbon, ferrite, and sodium as I can, and I will see you guys in 800 meters. So I'm going to cut into the storm here, because I feel like it's probably something people are going to say has happened to them. It's happened to me pretty much every time that I've started a new game. This is kind of like my third, fourth one now, where I've just been kind of practicing stuff, ready for kind of these videos. And it seems pretty instant. Like, I had a guy that was in co-op with me once, and I was in a firestorm like this one that I'm in right now, and he was stood right next to me, and I had no storm at all. So, I believe that at least some of the weather patterns and stuff that we're experiencing early game are going to be instanced to you. So they're almost guaranteed to happen. So this is likely to happen to you as much as it's happening to me. But once we're here, we can just go on inside. And much like with the ship, we can sort ourselves out. It's all good. So you can weather the storm in here. It's not going to be a problem. I don't know if all of these are different. There weren't any nanites at the one that I had at the beginning of my main save now. But we're going to recover these supplies. And I believe this should give us some nanites. It usually does. Oh no, it gave us the hermetic seal. Cool. Let's try the other one. Usually these give you some pretty cool stuff when you're in these. So you always want to check these out. No, we didn't get anything. Ah, and now it's going to give us the visor. This is going to be very important. We definitely want to get this on. So we're going to come into here. It's on the multi-tool. We need nanotubes. You're going to come over to your exosuit. Hopefully you've been picking up carbon. We need, I believe it's 2 of these. Was it 2 of those? It might be 1. No, it was 1. Ha! Made an extra one, I didn't need it. That's done. I'm going to get rid of the other one because, like, wherever possible, you don't want to be taking extra inventory space up right now. We don't have any cargo, do we? Oh, we do have cargo slots. That's good. Nothing there really that needs to go in there, though. So I feel like whilst it's calm and we've shown that here, something worth looking at is that you have all of these tabs here, and actually I'm going to free you guys up some space now that I've just noticed. These technologies here, so you'll press X on these, right? You can't move these normally. You can recharge them. However, you can press square and pick them up and put them down. Now, these are actually technologies. So if you come into here, we can move these into here and free ourselves up some slots in the main inventory, and that's going to make a massive difference early game. The same can be said of the Starship once we kind of get that available. So that's got its own technology ones that can't be taken off, right? All of those can fit into these technology slots, and that's going to improve how much we can carry on the ship as well. Okay, so now we have the visor and we can scan. So if you target something like this, you can press R2 to scan it. And that's going to give you a few credits, but realistically speaking, that's not really the main valuable of getting these scans off. We'll talk more about that later on, but basically once we get to a certain point in kind of the story, I'm going to try not to spoil it, because people seem to be bothered about spoilers for this game, so I'm going to try not to give too many before we actually reach some specific points. But basically, like, you'll get a few credits, but like 200 credits is not why you're going to be scanning stuff. Like, that is not a reason to stand here not doing anything. So, but now that we have this, look, you can see a load of stuff. So you've got all these deposits. You might be tempted to go and explore them, but we can't do anything with them right now. So I would leave them alone for the time being. We've done our discovery. Oh, new discoveries. So we need to do 7 discoveries, do we? I thought we'd done 7. Turn to the Starship. Here we go. So again, we're going to shortcut back to the ship. I just remembered that I should probably demonstrate this in this episode as well. So, as I was saying before, you see how that says ferret dust and then analysis question marks. If we scan this, what we'll find is that when we now break it up, we can actually get extra rewards out of it. So we get phosphorus from this. We don't really need phosphorus right now. So if we end up with full inventory, that's probably something that I'll get rid of. You scanned already. Continuing back to the ship. And we've made it back to the ship. I just want to show you something as well. So if you get into the ship and get back out again, you'll see it says restore point saved. This game's save system kind of works based on an autosave system. We can make specific save points, but this, as you can see right now, it's 10:01 for me. This is how you're basically going to save your game. Also, that means you can kind of load and reload from these save states. So just bear that in mind. I want to make sure that I put that in the first video. Otherwise, you know, you could get like half an hour in and they'll be like, hey, how do I save like my past 10 minutes worth of progress? This sodium up there we should go and fetch. So in the next episode then, we will have repaired this. And we'll be continuing on with the main objectives.